wanted to do a quick little live video. It's a Saturday. There's a AC compressor. We're getting international ready to get. I wanted to cover a topic in this live stream that I think is very important in like small business ownership. Yeah, I see you're here, Mason. I see you. And that's you know, trying to do things yourself. You know, what I always ask myself, what can I do, and what is above my skill level, right? And a lot of times, what happens is something I start thinking about it like, okay, the AC job on the international, like I'm not very familiar with how AC systems work. So that's something that I would probably pawn off to a mechanic. And so, I my driver had a buddy. What's up, Anthony? And he took the truck over to see his buddy, so his buddy could diagnose it real quick. And he diagnosed it that the AC compressor was bad. And so we bought an AC compressor, and then okay, so then I went and I just went ahead and put the AC compressor on because that's like super easy. It's literally 4 bolts to hold the AC compressor down, and then 2 bolts that hold the plugs in, and then you got the belt. Morgan Merritt. Hey, Brian, we just finished our first month of operations in our transfer dump. Thanks for the content. Yeah, no problem, man. Congratulations, too, on your, your endeavor. It's always exciting, especially the first month. Definitely exciting. What? You have a good run?
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. Always improving. That's good. That's good. So anyways, I asked myself, okay, what's going to make this job cheaper? And so I decided, okay, putting the AC compressor on is a no-brainer. I can easily do that. And that would save me, at least an hour of mechanic time, maybe 2 hours, depending on mechanic, if they're taking their time or if they're dilly-dallying or, it depends on the mechanic, realistically. Some of them will only charge you for half an hour for that job, which, that's probably more around what it would take, So I just went ahead and did it myself, easy peasy. Took the bolts off, undid the 2 lines, and then put the new one on. Probably saved myself, some money. Not a whole bunch, but some. And, it's not like I had anything better to do. It's Saturday. There's really nothing to do around here. Nothing that I had planned. So that's just something I went ahead and just did that. And as a business owner, I feel like you always got to ask yourself, what can I do to save money? What can I do to make the process more streamlined? What can I do? That's a question I always asking myself. What can I do to make things go smoothly or, cheaper? Usually it's cheaper. The question is, what can I do to make this cheaper? That way I'm maximizing, the profit potential, right? And so that's why I do a lot of the work myself, is because I find myself, either I'm sitting at home watching YouTube or Netflix or, scrolling on Facebook for an hour, just wasting the day away. And, I know a lot of you guys are the same way. You have these things that need to get done, but you're like, I'll just let somebody else do it. When realistically, you do have the time, you want to do something stupid instead. I do it too. I'm guilty of it. I'd rather be, just cruising Instagram or, doing something stupid when I could be, doing something productive. And, they're productive and have their own personal time as well, and as a business owner, that line sometimes gets moved too far one way or the other, and so you have to determine whether or not, you're giving yourself enough personal time or not. And usually the answer is you're giving yourself too much personal time and you need to just man up and do something, whatever it is, you just gotta do it, you know. And a lot of times things will get overlooked that you could be doing to save yourself money, but you end up letting somebody else do it because you're already, you know, scrolling Facebook or scrolling Marketplace or, these are things that I do to waste time. Um, you know, or I got my own stuff going on, like, working on my pond or, working on my yard, or, just stuff around here. There's so much stuff that I get distracted doing when I should be focusing on my business and the thing that feeds the family. So there are definitely things that can be put on the back burner, and you get those productive things done. And then if you get those productive things done, then you can just say to yourself, well, I did everything. Now I can waste all the time I want. I can literally sit on my butt and scroll Facebook all day. If that's what I want to do, that's what I'm going to do. Just give yourself permission once you've gotten the things done that need to get done. And so that's what I like to do. I like to say I'm going to pay myself first. And what that means is I'm going to get the stuff done that needs to get done right now. I'm not going to procrastinate it. I'm going to get it done now. And then the faster I get this done, then the more time I have to spend with my family or waste time on Facebook or waste time on Instagram or YouTube or, all those things on your phone that you waste time on. Because nowadays everybody wastes time on their phone. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was wasting time on the TV, watching the news or watching movies or going to the movie theater. Now that you're on your phone, you're like, 100% of the time. So just, the topic of the live stream today is, don't procrastinate and basically get your stuff done that you need to get done before you go and waste time. Before you go and pay somebody to do something, do your due diligence. That's what I like to say. Do your due diligence. Do everything you can do before you have somebody else do it. Do everything you can do. See, that's another thing that I saved a bunch of money on. Like, for example, when I got the turbos done, I was talking to the mechanic and he said, or whatever, and I was like, okay, well, I'll buy an intercooler. Don't even sweat it. I'll go get the intercooler. I'll do that myself, and that was something I did to make their job easier, to make my expense cheaper, and so that's basically is what it is. I did my due diligence. I did everything I could do, short of buying the turbos, which that is a little above my level. I don't know what turbos go on what, or, if I look at that type of stuff, I bought the wrong intercooler the first time. Like, I thought it was, well, I didn't see it. So I just told the person the number that I read on that intercooler. Or no, that's not what happened. What happened? I just told them what vehicle it was. And then they sent me a picture. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks like it. And then they ordered it and then got it there. And then I looked at it, I'm like, no, this ain't the right one. And then we had to go and we had to actually get the actual part number off that one and then order another one, which it didn't hold the job up at all because I was on top of things because I knew I was going to need a new intercooler before I even dropped the truck off. So, that didn't waste any time. But it's that type of thing right there that speeds up everything. It streamlines everything. Me doing my due diligence, you guys doing your due diligence, you know, like, for example, here's another example. The International had one of those valves go out on the drop axle, and then I thought to myself, okay, well, there's a total of 6 valves on this, and if one of them just went, then I'm pretty sure more of them are about to go. So I bought an extra one, because that's what happens. One part goes out, usually it means it's wore out. And if that one's wore out, then the other ones are wore out. So you just got to kind of be ready for that type of stuff. You got to think ahead, and that helps you in the long run. And that's what I try and do with all my equipment and all my machines, is I try and think a little bit ahead. It's like when you're playing chess. You got to think a few moves ahead, or else you'll get behind the curve, and then next thing you know, boom, you just got uppercutted or something. So it's better to try and get ahead of that curve, right? And so now my driver, when he goes to drop the truck off, he won't even really have to drop it off. He'll just sit there. They'll, there's an electrical fitting that they have to put on there, and then they just charge it up, check for leaks, and boom, done. I don't know what kind of Freon those things use. I could probably figure it out myself if I really, really wanted to. I could probably figure the AC system out. But I'm kind of lazy when it comes to that, because the AC system, to me, is not really 100% necessary, right? My driver, for him, it's a necessary thing. But for me, it doesn't feel like a necessary thing. Even with my old truck, I don't have AC in it, right? They just didn't come factory with AC. So, if it was something a little more serious, like the power steering, for example, I got that taken care of, as quickly as possible. And it's these little things like this that, will save you basically in the long run. If you're paying attention, and and I got a new system. I haven't started yet, but I got a new system. Let me just show you real quick. I got a little clipboard up here, and I'm going to be putting sheets of paper on there, and I'm going to be writing down, all the maintenance that I do, and, stuff that I've seen that looks like it could be a potential problem in the future. That type of thing. A lot of times, guys like us that are really small time, we have this, it's in my head, I know this is something I got to be aware of. Like, I never really wrote down, like, okay, I got to do my oil change at this many miles, I got to do this oil change at this many miles, because I already knew in my head. It's like, duh, I just changed it at 30,000, changed it to 60,000, changed it to 90,000, So it's just something that, has always been in my head with the maintenance. But now I'm getting to the point where this is stuff that you got to start writing it down, or else sometimes you forget about it. And so that's basically where I'm at. No, we're not polishing wheels. Polished. I've lost all hope in polished wheels. I tried to get my driver to polish them, and I tried to keep up with them with the brand new truck the first 3 months of owning it, 4 months of owning it. And then winter came around, and I was just like, screw this. This is a waste of money and time. It's not even worth it. Because, sure, it looks good one day, but the next day, the tires are destroyed. And it takes you another half an hour to get them back up to that premium level. It's a waste of time, and it's a waste of money. I hate to say it, guys. Shiny rims is a waste of time and a waste of money. Until you get to the point where in your business you think, okay, I don't need to grow anymore. Now I just want to make everything look 100% the nicest it can, right? So then you take all that revenue you were using to build your business and then you just put it into maintaining your business. So then, uh, instead of growing your business, you're just maintaining it at a higher level, right? You're making it look, at the highest level because you got nothing better to do, right? But at this point in my business, I do not feel like polished rims or, that type of thing. I don't feel like it's a necessity. I might catch some flack for that. I don't care. Chrome don't get you home. That's the saying. That is the saying right there. I would rather spend time working on the trucks doing things that is preventative maintenance, that is going to affect the mechanical side of them in the long run more than the visual side of them. And you'll see this all the time with dump truckers. You'll see this all the time with dump truckers. 90, there are a whole bunch of guys, and you'll hear this mostly from you'll hear it mostly from the employees. Like, oh, that truck looks nice from 10 feet away, but you get inside of it and you find out it ain't the truck it looks like. A lot of people think, they take priority for looks over mechanical issues. And I would rather have mechanical issues take priority over looks, right? What's up, Blake? Not much, buddy. I just changed a AC compressor out because I knew that was something I could do. So I was basically telling everybody, in business, you got to ask yourself, what can I do to make this cheaper? What can I do to streamline this? What can I do, so you don't end up paying somebody the money that you could have saved, and in this industry, $1 saved is $1 earned. Blake knows that. Everybody knows that. So, yeah, the air compressor, not the air compressor, the AC compressor. Sorry if I messed that up. AC compressor. I just changed the AC compressor on it. It was super easy. 4 bolts and 4 bolts to get the air compressor loose, and then 2 bolts that hold the 2 hoses on, and then the serpentine belt, obviously. And that was it. So instead of paying a mechanic to do that, I just went and did that myself. So super easy, super cool. So I was just telling everybody, you have to ask yourself in business, what can I do to streamline? What can I do to make this cheaper? Dang, they already got an auto now. AC next. You're going to have to drive it for them. I know. Once Rob gets AC in that truck, he ain't going to let loose of that truck. I already know. It'll be so easy, man. It's just, I've already been talking to him. He's like, man, the one thing that he really hated about the truck was the cab would bottom out. Like, it has the airbag and it has 2 shocks, but it wasn't adjusted properly, so it would boom, boom, whenever you'd hit like a super big pothole, it would really bottom out on it. And so I finally figured out how to adjust it. On the back of the cab, there's a little air valve that determines how pumped up the airbag is, and so I extended that, and it pumps it up more. And now he's like, man, this thing rides like a caddy, man. It rides like a caddy. So he was super happy about that. And once he gets the AC fixed, dude, you're not going to get him out of that truck. You're going to have to pry him out. Get out of there. This is my turn to drive this bad boy. Oh, you want some attention, Mason? Yes, you do, my dog. Yes, you want some attention, don't you? Oh, you. Yeah, I just gave you attention. Was that not enough? Yeah. Yeah, he's got to put the sticker on the door. I won't even have to do it. He'll be like, this is Rob's truck. Yeah, that's going to be freaking awesome. But, yeah, I'm super excited. I'm I'm thinking about putting his name on it pretty soon, but I'm gonna wait until he's done with his 90 days first. And I'm hoping by then I'll have the money to have it wrapped. So we'll get it wrapped, and then his name will go on it, and boom, 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 boom. You know, everything will be, you know, perfect. But that it might not happen until the end of the summer. We'll see. We'll wait and see. You know, the main thing, looks are important. See, guys, see, I do spend money on looks, but one thing, rims, they're a constant. I mean, you constantly spend 30 minutes a day, you know, just if you just wipe the rim, if you go all the way around and wipe every single rim, that's going to take 30 minutes on those super dumps. They got so many tires, it's like, it's a waste of time, guys. You have no idea. Like, when it was just one truck and I was just the owner, I was like, yeah, man, I'll polish those rims, no problem. But as soon as you get 3 trucks, you're like, no. No. The drivers don't polish them. So I would be out there polishing 3 trucks. Not happening. Do you get a well and power yet? We got power, no problem, and we got a water tank. So we're doing pretty good. But you know, the thing is it takes, you can polish a fuel tank. Okay, I agree with that. You can polish a fuel tank. The fuel tank on the International just wouldn't even look right with it polished. I mean, it wouldn't, it's a square one. It's not the round, you know. You get what I'm saying. The Peterbilt is still shiny. You're in trucks day and night? I try to. Fuel tanks. What? I don't keep polishing those trucks on those roads. Amen, Ryan. Amen, dude. There is no, like, it's like 5 miles of pit road. You cannot polish them. You cannot keep them polished. Like, people are, it was so funny. When I first started my business, people were always like, Brian, when you buy another truck? When you buy another truck? When you buy another truck? I'm like, man, I'm working on it. And then now the question is, Brian, when are you going to wash those trucks? When are you going to wash those trucks, Brian? And it's just like, dude, I cannot keep up by myself with washing and polishing and all by myself. It's not happening. Like, I'm already busy enough ordering parts, maintaining, catching little things before they go, you know. Oh, we're definitely, that's in the works. We are definitely in the works of, you know, probably the end of this summer, if hopefully before the end. You know, I'll have a hot water pressure washer. No, we're not washing the trucks today. We are not washing the trucks today. I am not washing them. There's no point in washing them because it's not summer yet, and they will be dirty literally at the end of the next day because the road is so dusty. Okay, so here's Washington Rock for you. The road, when it's dry, is dusty as hell, and when it's wet, it's muddy as heck. So you got 2. You got the dust clings to the clean truck, or you got the mud slinging on the clean truck. There's no clean trucks going into that quarry. There are 0 clean trucks. And if they are clean when they go in, they ain't not clean when they go out. You know, unless the driver is doing 2 miles an hour the whole way, there's no way. Yeah, I feel sorry for you, Ryan. That truck's gonna be so dirty after Monday. It's not even worth it, man. You washed it Thursday. Yeah, and were you in Washington Rock Friday when it rained? Because if you were, it's already dirty. I already know it's dirty. Like, I definitely agree. They do need to get washed, but man, like, people want me to wash them like you would not believe. Oh, you were off yesterday. Did somebody drive 39 though? Did somebody drive 39? I thought you were moving to like Wisconsin or something. What happened? Change of plans? Decided Washington was too good? Better not have. Somebody else already drove it to Washington Rock. They were driving through every pothole they could, man. Where's No, this is a clean shirt. Look at this. And I just got done changing the thing. I changed my clothes every single day. I wear the same style t-shirt every single day. I wear my t-shirts every single day. A Van Dyne shirt. I rarely ever wear a different t-shirt than a Van Dyne shirt because Van Dyne is my business. I am so honored and proud of my family name. Dang, freaking bug just flew in my eyeball. Yeah, I wear my shirt every single day. If you ever see me, it'll be a Van Dyne shirt. But it's a clean one. Every day it's a clean one, you know. Some of them are getting pretty ratty. I need to get some new ones. Those black ones with the gray are getting some welding holes in them, you know. But yeah, change your mind. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. It's hard to leave Washington because it's so beautiful here. You know, all the green trees and everything. And you know, one reason why I'll never leave probably is because all my family's here, all my friends are here. Like I've been here as long as I can remember, except for 2 years I spent in a foreign country in Peru. Washington is all I've ever really known, you know. And you know, if I ever did move, it would be to Eastern Washington. It wouldn't be to Western. It would be to Eastern Washington or Oregon, you know, because Oregon looks like this, or Montana or Idaho. I could see those three states, but they're close enough that I could still visit family or something, you know. I'm not the type of guy that I love my family so much. Like, even though I don't see them every week, I probably see them once every 3 months at least, you know. Except for like my grandpa, I see him, you know, probably every week or every other week at the most extended periods. But you know, I feel like, you know, I'm pretty close to my cousins, so I don't see myself really moving, you know, to middle America or, you know, Eastern United States. I just don't see it. Or the South, you know. I do have, my grandpa has some family in Texas and Florida. But I can't see myself moving that far. And I got a really good friend who lives in Arizona, but it's just too brown. It's too brown. Everything's dead. There's like a few palm trees, and it's too hot. When it's above 80 degrees, I can't handle it. I'm walking over the trucks to show you how dirty they are. You guys are going to love this. They are so dirty right now. The truck doesn't even look, the box doesn't even hardly look red anymore. The bottom of it's gray. I won't even have to paint it gray. I actually drove all the way out there, had one of those what the hell am I doing moments, and came. Oh, I believe it, man. I believe it. Yeah, because you got it pretty good, Ryan. I mean, you've been with Harlow for a long time. You know, you got it pretty good there. So look how dirty the whole bottom of it is gray. I don't even have. I'll just paint that top half of the truck. T numbers. They are so covered in dirt and mud. You can't even see them unless you get up here. That's how thick that dirt is. That's like from one day. Once they set up a wheel wash at Washington Rock, you know, a clean one. If they never set up a clean one, then I'll never wash the trucks. If they set up a freshwater one, then I might wash them. Look at this. See this? Even though it's still dirty, you can still read the numbers. For some reason, orange just looks so much cleaner when it's dirty. I mean, you can tell it's dirty, but this, you can't even read any of the numbers on it. Look, the old DOT number from the other guy, you can't even read it. There it is. Unless you get right up on there. Here's why, Vic, I don't think they have a wheel wash. Here's my idea. They don't have a wheel wash because they're so far out in the country, nobody complains about the roads. That's the number one reason, I think. They're so far out there, nobody complains about track outs. I think that's the number one reason. The number two reason is the county road, Electron or whatever. I think it's called Electron. That's maintained by somebody else that does logging. And so they're like, who cares, you know? So I'm sure the county's probably got onto them and they're like, well, that's not our road to maintain. And then they're like, well, that's a dirt road. What do you expect, you know? And nobody's going to put a wheel wash at the end of that gravel road. So they what they did was they paved that whole last section to say that, well, we have our paved road that we maintain, and that's where all the dirt falls off, and we just maintain that right where the squeeze is. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. They don't own the bridge gate. They don't own the mainline gate. They don't own any of that. So, you know, if they put the wheel wash up at the quarry, that would be like the stupidest thing in the world. Can you imagine that? But if they did that, then it would be like, okay, now I'm going down Camp 1 road, you know, because my truck's clean. I ain't going down the county road. Screw that. My truck's already clean. I went through the wheel wash. I'm not going to go on 5 miles of, you know, gravel road. Look at these wheels. Oh, man. They're still shiny. You just got to wipe off the dirt. If I had this thing pressure washed, it would still be shiny. But the problem is one day later, that's how dirty it would be. Because the driver, they drive right through puddles. They don't avoid the puddles. Look at those. Look at this. Look at that. Jeez Louise. Man, that's got to do something for wheel balancing right there. That's custom wheel balancing. Police officer's gonna pull me over. Your rims are losing debris going down the road. They're so dirty. Yeah, let's see if it's shiny underneath this. Let's just scratch this. Not so shiny on these ones. Definitely gray. Those ones are still shiny if you wash them, but these ones, there's so much dirt and rocks that gets tumbled in there. It's impossible to keep them clean. You're all millionaires. You just got to get it out of the ground. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. And then these tires are amazing. I love these tires. Look, I got one rock stuck in this tire and one rock stuck in that tire, and that's it. These tires are the best tires to have if you're going to a quarry because they don't hold the rocks. They do not hold the rocks. Look at this. I better clean this brake light off. Just a little bit that way. See, this is literally one day of dirt. I literally wiped these off yesterday. Or not yesterday, but Thursday. That was one day worth of dirt. I actually got a call from somebody one time. They're like, I can't see your truck's brake lights. They're so covered in dirt. Can you pull over and wipe those off? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll have the driver pull over and wipe them off. I called the driver and told him. He just laughed at me. I was just like, well, you know, you try and wipe them off at the beginning of the day, And then halfway through the day, they're covered. You know, it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. The license plate, look at that. I can't even reach that, so that's out of the question right there. These tires, man, these ones are horrible though. Look at all those rocks jammed in there. I mean, I can't even count how many rocks are in there on those. These tires, look at, these ones are bad too. Look at this. Look at that. Is that incredible or what? So much mud that it's made the holes smaller. That's incredible. This truck probably weighs 10 pounds more than it normally does just because of all the mud and stuff on it. There is literally no way of keeping these things clean though. Got to throw the balance off. Yeah, I bet it does. Well, when tires are that big, yeah, there's at least 100 pounds of dirt on each truck. At least 100 pounds. But when we're hauling for Washington Rock, we get paid by the ton, so it works out. It works out. It adds up, guys. It adds up. Look at those two trucks. I was going to park my truck there, but I got the trailer on it, so it's just not, wouldn't be right. So I got it staged over there. Isn't this property so beautiful? Yeah, I wake up, I get to hear all the birds and everything, and there's so many birds out here. It's cool. It is cool. Check this out. My son's got he's got this race car I bought him last Christmas or the Christmas before. It's a I'm gonna sneak over here so you guys can see. It's a there it is. It's a race car. And Rosemary loved that thing. See, my kids get cool stuff. It's a 4x4 race car. They love those things. Am I gonna post a video of the land clearing job? Probably not. Probably not. It's really small. It's like a half an acre, you know, and seems like when I post those videos it gets like 200 views and then that's it. You know, people are more interested in watching Let's Dig or Andrew Camarada because they do some wild stuff, and I just scratch the stuff up, you know. I don't do nothing crazy. But I'll tell you what I can do. I'm gonna go down here to my pond. See if I can find my fish I put in here. I put a fish in here. It's one of those koi fish. I think it's koi fish, or it's a big goldfish. Alright, there you guys are. For some reason my YouTube canceled. I had to go close the app and restart it again. Sometimes YouTube, they do this to me on purpose. It's their app. It sucks. Trying to find my fish. Bunch of debris in there. It's still kind of muddy, but I put let's see, 7, 8, 9 fish in here. There's nine fish in here. There's a whole bunch of feeder fish, and then there's 2 koi. Okay, watch that stick right about there. I'm gonna start walking closer. It looks like a frog. Yep, that's gotta be a frog. Oh, there it is. Can you see the frog head? You can see the 2 eyeballs poking up right there. It's a brown one. Check that out, guys. I'm going to poke it with the stick so you can see it move. So you know it's real. Oh, there he goes. There he went. He seen the stick. He was like, I'm out. We got so much. There's seals and stuff in here. It's so crazy. Look at all these little, like, water beetle right there. Keeps swimming in and out. He's right on that piece of dirt hiding from me. But it's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. The mosquitoes are going to love this thing. But that's why I got the fish, because I'm like, I hope something's going to eat those mosquito larvae. So I read that some of the goldfish will eat that, and the koi will eat that, and I know the salamanders eat them because I've seen them eating them before. But there's salamanders in here. There's everything. It's cool. And then up here we got all this rock. I got paid $400 to pick this up. So I put it all right there. I'm gonna eventually do a waterfall right there. It'll be pretty cool. Super excited about that. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna keep watching the bugs and stuff because I like it's cool. Something I like to do to waste time, you know. Just watching the wildlife out here. It's kind of tricky spotting the goldfish and stuff because sometimes you'll see them. They'll come up to the surface a little bit, and because the water's so muddy, you'll see them when they come up to the surface, but then they go back down, and then you won't see them. And I just planted a ton of like wildflowers and stuff around here. We already have a whole bunch of wildflowers, but I put a whole bunch of more seeds and stuff. Here you guys can see all these. There are wildflowers everywhere. This is all wildflowers, basically. All of this. And there's a whole bunch of flowers up here too. The one thing I'm not too thrilled about is there's so much clay. Look at the clay that just builds up on my shoe when it's wet. This stuff sucks. Eventually I'm gonna cover that with something like some sand or something. But look, we got all these flowers in here too, these wild ones. Pretty. There's a whole bunch of them right there. So anyways, all right guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna enjoy some time with the kids, checking the pond out, see if I can find my goldfish, see if we can throw some pellets or something in there for them. So catch you guys on the next one.